So welcome back to our weekly Sunday programs. Some people have not come back yet, so still not full attendance. But after a break, we are ready to continue presenting teachings of Bhagavad Gita for spiritualizing our consciousness and for changing the direction of the modern society. Bhagavad Gita is the medicine. Bhava aushadha shrota mano virama. It's the medicine for this materialism, material disease that we have. So today we are looking into the modern civilization, and what we'll focus on is a presentation on how that this civilization, the focus is very much based on external things. It's not ignoring the internal, the spiritual aspect. So we want to go over different facts here and present this. Okay, so you see this picture. This is a common picture all over the world for cities. Many times they put this picture and show modern civilization, how much we advanced. You know, we have electricity, running water, and Wi-Fi everywhere. And many countries want to become like this. They want to, and if, sometimes they show a picture. Where is this? America? No, it's India. It's like, we're also advancing. We also have skyscrapers. Okay, so this is denoting advancement. But as you can see, there's no grass, no lakes, parks. Well, it's there somewhere, maybe little. So companies in these buildings earn huge amount of money. People think this is a good thing. What they call them, MNCs or companies there which are doing very nicely, attracting investment, and who are dominating other countries, exploiting their financial and political power for benefit. So now to support this civilization, there's some kind of education system to produce people who can be part of it. So that education system is like the pillar of this. So they'll teach subjects which people can work in these companies. And success is measured by how much an enterprise can earn huge amounts of money and invent new technologies and innovation. That's fine, okay? The goal of life of people is to enter these companies or to start another one like that and accumulate power, prestige and money. This is what we are told. So, really, but is this the goal of life? This may be an activity we do, but is this the only thing? Is this the goal of life? Just were we born to study, then work, then eat and sleep? Just for this, to achieve this? So is it meaningful, satisfying, fulfilling way of life? Now let's look at that, okay? For that we have to see, what is the result of this modern civilization? What is the result? What happened now if you study these societies before and now? Let's look at it. Okay, so let's look at the cost of modern civilization. We have to see the whole picture. If we are saying that this is advancement, this is our society, we have produced so many things, but we have to see the cost. Just like, for example, now to buy a car, they give a certain price. They say, okay, this many lakhs, you can get a car. But actually, if you see the cost of the car, it's much more, very high. Because to produce that car, there's going to be a lot of smoke produced in the atmosphere. That has to be purified, the smoke. Okay, then the cars, they have to put roads. They'll put roads, remove the forest. That's also give a cost. Then there'll be accidents, so they have to put ambulances nearby. If you consider everything, it will be 15 times more, whatever the price of the car is. So in this way, we have to see the whole picture. Okay, what is the cost of this civilization? The companies are earning huge amount of money, Okay, they say that's good for the economy and the country. Okay, but now you see companies like this. If we build factories, they produce waste that ruins the water, and we drink the water, it poisons water, poisons the environment. Okay, and human social fabric is torn because they bring people to work in these factories, but they take them away from the farms. So then what happens? While they're working in those factories, they work at odd hours, all day they're with machines, smoke and these things, and that creates a very bad consciousness. In Bhagavad Gita it's called Ugra Karmana. That means works which are spoiling the mental state of human beings. So, but people think, okay, money is coming, it's okay. We can go on doing these things. To support this civilization, education institutions, I said that they teach subjects, but then you see, what is the meaning of education? Because education means gyan. But gyan in Sanskrit, you have gyan, vigyan, then you have shilpa gyan. Shilpa gyan means the art of how to make some machine or do something. So, actually speaking, what is taught in universities and colleges, that is not really, it's not knowledge in the knowledge sense of term, but vocational qualification. That means things that are needed to get a job, that will be taught. That will be taught. So actual knowledge is not taught. What is knowledge? Who am I? Why was I born? What is the meaning of this life and this world? That is not taught. But instead, what is taught? The vocation. Okay, that can be taught. But other things should also be taught. Deeper meaning of life. So, success then is measured how much one can begin an enterprise, earn huge amount of money, invent technology and get prestige. This is measured as success for humankind. But somebody who has done that is still not aware of their identity as a soul. They're still not aware of the goal of life. They're still not aware of who made this world, who is God. What is the purpose of this creation? Still they are glorified. So we are being taught that success is material prosperity. If you become a success in life, it means get material prosperity. So actually what does that mean? That means you have to earn a lot of money. But this is greed, because Ishopanishad says, Isha vasam idam sarvam yatkinchit jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita ma gridakasya siddhanam. Everyone in this world has been given their food, their water, their happiness, their sunlight, everything is being provided for you. So it says, you see, even the animals are roaming around here also, Karpadi dogs, none of them are thin, they are all eating. Everyone is provided with their food. Then it says, Ma gridakasya svidhanam. You should not take more than what you need. This is going to be a strange concept for today's world. Because we have this system of accumulating money, food and things. But the system before was like this, that as much as we need, this way wealth will be spread everywhere. But if someone becomes very rich, definitely there will be poor people, because he will take their share. They will take that share. So actually, we are being taught that success is this material prosperity. But what will we do with so much money? It's in the bank. Possessions. Now they're glorifying that everyone has to come to that stage. So then others are deprived. So and also the endeavor to earn excess wealth or getting some top job, a huge package, okay, this takes a toll on health and a lot of times the mental state also. Now it's common because it's unnatural for a huge amount of work hours and study and tuition and all this, and it puts a great burden mentally. Okay, so another thing is that unnatural rivalry, competition, overworking. So this gives a result. This gives a result on the society, And this is our modern civilization now, that most of the jobs require hard work and all these things. Okay? Now this part is ignored. There's a huge cost on wealth, on health of individuals, and cost on the environment, cost on the society. Okay? Now our point is, we are discussing what is civilization. And our topic was civilized outside, empty inside. From outside, if you see a big city, it looks very attractive. Big signboards, flyovers, metro, everything's fine. But we go inside and look at the individual people, it's difficult to live in this environment. The environment, we'll see ahead now, what should be the environment. So it's difficult for human being, because human being has requirement. Human being has a soul, we have a mind, intelligence. It's not just like an animal. Like an animal, you can put a donkey. Okay, pull this. Okay, come back. Okay, pull it. Okay, it's no problem. But human beings have other requirements. Okay, so is this civilization? We have to see. There's a common term. Now, this is a term very common nowadays in all over the world. I'm speaking about cities and culture all over the world, not only here. Okay, now, you know what a jungle is? Jungle is a familiar place. So I don't know, nowadays people maybe have not entered a jungle because of urbanization, but it used to be everyone has some experience. Jungles are like a deep dark place, animals are there, okay? But another thing is, you can get your food requirement also in the jungle. So concrete jungle, what is that referring to? City. City you can enter, like Japan. You know, Japan has the longest continuous concreted place in the world. You can drive hours and hours and you see city road, hardly any countryside. That's the nature in Japan. So concrete jungles, they are also unnavigated. You can enter, where is the place? You need Google Map, where am I going? That's one thing. Other thing, danger, especially in America, in the West especially. Danger. You enter the city, you don't know the people, there's crime. They also have that problem. In jungles there's no sun sometimes because it's covered. Even in the city, you have huge buildings, sun doesn't come. So both are jungles. Which is better? Well, everyone has their own opinion. Which is the worst jungle? Concrete or that? Okay, anyway. So now, this civilization we are talking, it has serious problems, but it's being swept under the carpet. You understand that expression? Sometimes you can tell someone, hey, clean this room. Okay, I'm cleaning. Then he's putting everything under the carpet. It's okay, it's clean. You can't see under the carpet. So they are sweeping everything under the carpet. They're not dealing with the issue, mental state of people, health, social problems that have come about because men and women have to both work. Kid has to go to school. Now who's going to cook? Zomato. Get takeaway. Okay, who'll bring up the child? Daycare. It's supposed to be family should be together. So anyway, the point is that the problems are not being looked. Why? Because money is coming. Everyone wants money. But what will you do with that money? If the civilization, the health, everything is messed up, what will you do with that money? So much money. Problems of modern civilization. One is terrorism. This was analyzed a long time ago. Of course, terrorism is there, we say religious extremism and all this. But in one way, if you analyze, there's a lot of pressure, social, poverty, a lot of other things are contributing to this. Many of these countries, if you go years back, there was no terrorism. But now other Western countries sucking out the economy and things, ruining them, taking over government, then there's a backlash. Theft. People at a lower bracket, they need more money, so theft, corruption, low moral standard, because people are not systematically taught. You know who teaches moral standards and religion? It's supposed to be the grandparent. The grandparents are teaching, not the parents. Parents don't have time. They're working. They'll be, I mean, even if you go before, maybe they were on the farm or whatever. But the grandparents are happily, they have time, they want to cultivate, they want to teach them. Now where are the grandparents now? They're not there. So then what happens? Moral degradation, no one to explain these things. It gets worse. Corruption, pornography. Actually, in 2014, present government came in power, first time. First thing they tried to remove this, ban pornography. Surprise, people said no. There was a court case, I don't know if you remember. Court case was fought not to ban pornography. This is a big problem now. Of course, problem for everyone. But biggest problem is that all these sex offenders, if you check their phone, all these things are there. These are again results of the modern civilization. Mental health due to pressure, physical health, suffering, night shift, overexertion. So I'm talking about the cost of modern civilization, how we have oriented it now, simply materialistic gain without any spiritual teachings, nothing else. Okay, alienation, loneliness, etc. Okay, so this is a consumer society. Consumer society means, what is your job? Your job is to earn, then spend, then earn more money, then spend. Now spend more. I don't have money. Take EMI. Go on spending. Don't stop. Economy will go. We want people to continue spending. This is called consumer society. Okay? So externally it looks like, okay, people have money, possessions and all that. A lot of things on EMI, that's one problem. Another problem is that, okay, now it's evening, what do? Go to the mall and buy something, or go and eat something, or go and watch something. Basically go and spend your money. Consumer. And if you stop spending, drop the prices so they can spend. So consumer society, this is what the civilization is. And these are all teachings of Srila Prabhupada. He's explaining how, in order for us to practice bhakti, there has to be a different environment. The spiritual moral degradation society is partly due to this model. It's not Indian. Our traditional model was different. So this civilization is consumer-based. You can see this poor fellow running. He'll never get where he's going. He can't understand that. He's on a conveyor belt. But he's chasing that money, but he'll never get the money. And you see on top there what's happening. All those companies, they're pushing him. Go, get the money, spend on us. I won't say the names. You know them. Anyway, this is a model of the civilization. So spend money. But what about us? We are spending the money. Why? We want to get happiness. We think we'll get happiness. But according to Bhagavad Gita, we are not this body. We want to make this body happy by so much arrangement. Okay, but I'm not the body. I'm not a matter. I'm not a lump of matter. If you go sometime on Sunday, they are selling that meat. That's a lump of flesh. I'm not this lump of flesh. I'm inside. I'm a soul. That soul is driving the body. The whole civilization arrangement is for the body. Feed it, show a nice movie, go to a restaurant, comfortable car, comfortable house. Okay, body is comfortable. What about me? I told this sometime back, this story. It's called Cage Polishing Civilization. Some of you were there. The story of the king who was given a cage, and the cage had a bird. So he told his minister, take care of it. And after a week he goes and bird is dead. Hey, what did you do? Why is this bird dead? What did you do? I polished the cage. Then I painted it. Then I put decoration on the cage. The bird, what did you do to the bird? Nothing. Then the bird died. So actually, we are taking so much care of this body with this civilization. But we are not the body. Now who's taking care of the soul? Inside there's a soul, that is me. How are we going to nourish the soul? The Vedas describe civilization as spiritual advancement, not material. We can continue advancing materially as much and accumulating money and building skyscrapers, flyover. In China they have 4 levels. Flyover, like 4 levels. From the 5th floor you can see cars going on. They have trains now 400 kilometers per hour, 600 kilometers per hour, trains. We can go on doing that, actually there's no harm. But the point is, if you're not going to spiritually be happy, you'll never be happy. All these problems will come. In order to keep ahead of this civilization, modern materialistic civilization, you must have bad qualities or you'll not survive. You have to get ahead. So forget about patience, truth, tolerance, friendliness, even religion, that's a drawback. You have to become envious, greedy, revengeful, inconsiderate. Then you'll go ahead, you'll go very far. And if you want to be a nice person, this is the world. It is not this is not civilization. You cannot say this is civilization, but it is the situation today. Now in this situation, we want to spread teachings of God, bhakti. People will not have the mind for that, because they're so disturbed by the civilization. You study, work, now, okay, now reinvent yourself, do another course, someone's going to take your job like this. So this kind of civilization is not suitable. Let's look at the Vedic view of perfect human civilization. Now we are going to look at a quote. It's a very long quote, but it gives the essence of what we want to discuss. This is written by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is the founder of ISKCON. And his teachings are based on the Vedas. This is a commentary to a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada was known as a Bhagavat. He will teach knowledge of Bhagavatam and live it. He was a living Bhagavat, he said. So, perfection of human civilization. Perfection of human civilization is made possible by utilizing the gifts of nature in their own way. As we find here in the description of opulence. Dwarka was surrounded by flower gardens and fruit orchards, along with reservoirs of water where lotuses grew. There is no mention of mills and factories supported by slaughterhouses, which are necessary paraphernalia for modern metropolis. Actually, this verse under which the commentary is written is describing Dwarka Dham, where Krishna was. So Prabhupada's writing. The propensity to utilize nature's own gifts is still there, even in the heart of modern civilization. Here, that means, water, air, good grass, fresh air. So we have to use that for our benefit, for our health and our proper well-being. Prabhupada writes here, the leaders of modern civilization select their own residential quarters in a place where there are such naturally beautiful gardens and reservoirs of water, but they leave the common man to reside in congested areas without parks and gardens. We've seen that now. If you go to some area, huge garden, nice driveway. Another area, you have 10 houses in one area, small, stairs to the top. People are living in a congested way. So the rich people, they'll give a good house, but for the common men, they don't care. So herein, of course, we find a different description of the city of Dwarka. It is understood that the whole dham, or the whole residential quarter, was surrounded by gardens, parks, and reservoirs of water where lotuses grew. It is understood that all the people depended on nature's gifts of fruits and flowers without industrial enterprise, promoting filthy huts and slums for residential quarters. So, in that civilization, there was a lot of parks, lakes, and people can just come and sit there and feel very enlivened and fresh. If these things are deprived, people's consciousness changes. If they just see concrete, smoke, machines, these people become, the human sentiments go tolerance, patience, religiosity. It's difficult. Basically, sattva guna becomes less. We have to have contact with nature to be in sattva guna. So now the next statement is important. Advancement of civilization is estimated not on the growth of mills and factories to deteriorate the finer instincts of the human being, but on developing the potent spiritual instincts of human beings and give them a chance to go back to Godhead. So it's explained by, according to Vedic teachings, that advancement of society means that the whole population should be getting the spiritual knowledge and practicing and advancing spiritually. And the leader must see to that they are doing that. So that is advancement. Then development of factories and mills is called Ugra Karma. In Bhagavad Gita, the word is there. Ugra Karmana. That means that people who are demonic, they increase Ugra Karma. But people who are sattvic, they increase the other side. Or pungent activities. Such activities deteriorate the finer sentiments of human being and turn society into a dungeon of demons. Some of you may think, but we have to earn money, isn't it? Actually, we can earn money in any situation. There are people who open farms and make money, produce grains. That is not the issue. The issue is how are we doing it? And how are we doing it? Are we sacrificing the culture and religion and the mental state, health and happiness of people, and the social fabric and the family unity? This is being sacrificed just for money. Then this is not a civilization. It's described in detail. Everything is extracted from Srimad Bhagavatam, what we are speaking. Because the Bhagavad, Prabhupada writes in the introduction that Srimad Bhagavatam is a cultural presentation for the re-spiritualization of society. For that, we have to change everything. We have to change education system, economic system, social system, political system. What we see today as a modern world is not suited for human civilization. We can see the result. Do you know the most, you could say, wealthy and advanced country in the world today? What would you say? America? Yeah? 3, 4, correct, okay. Now, you also know the country which has the highest number of people in jails, as per population of the percentage of the population in the jail, highest percentage. America. We don't have anything against America, but we are saying just outright material advancement like that, what has it done to the people? Huge population are in the jails, the greatest population compared to any other country. Okay, we find here in the mention of pious trees which produce seasonal flowers and fruits. Impious trees are useless jungles only. They can be used only to supply fuel. Okay, this point is here that previously they'll plant trees everywhere, but not just any tree. It must produce fruits or flowers. Nowadays they plant trees, they don't do anything. It's just good for firewood. Of course, we shouldn't cut the tree, but this is the proper understanding of a civilization. In modern civilization, such impious trees are planted on the sides of roads. Human energy should be properly utilized in developing finer senses for spiritual understanding, in which lies the solution of life. Instead of struggling hard whole life to study, then work, of course we should earn money, but all that energy should go for spiritual advancement. Then one becomes spiritually realized and we get liberation. But these again are topics we are not taught, no one understands, well, no one cares actually, but it's because of lack of knowledge of what is our situation. Okay, now we are talking about cycle of birth and death. Cycle of birth and death, reincarnation. As it stands today, because of the prevalence of social media, people have come to understand that reincarnation is a fact. And many videos have been made on this, not India, in America, in Europe. They have made videos where people are remembering their past lives, Christians, other. So many cases have been documented by someone called Ian Stevenson, and forgot the university, I think University of Virginia. He has documented 3,000 cases The same pattern. 3-4-year-old child starts talking about his mother, father, city, then they call and see. And he asks questions. Where is it? Which country? What happened? Then they take the child there. Now how does the child know which country? It's his memory. Then he's explaining, he enters the house. Oh, there was a door here, what happened? We covered it. Okay, where is my wife? Where is my child? Everyone come. So this is nothing to do with just religion and faith. This is science. Reincarnation is a fact. Now the question is it a good thing or bad thing? Now if you study the Vedas, it's painful. Actually, being in this world is hard for human being because we are souls. Bhagavad Gita explains in the teachings, Parastasmatu bhava anya avyakta avyakta sanatana. There is another nature, bhava anya, a spiritual nature. Parastasmatu bhava anya. So it is superior to this material world. Why? Because there is no destruction, there is no pain, there is no birth, death, disease, old age. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi is a feature of this material world. Then according to Upanishads, we are from that place. And the goal of the Vedas and every religion is to take us back there. For that, we have to have a proper life and situation to practice bhakti. But because the modern civilization has removed all spirituality, all practically religion and this, so human beings, Prabhupada says, it's become a society and civilization of animals, cats and dogs. He gave example. If you put 10 dogs in the room, what will happen? They'll fight. If you get, and then you get angry, why are they fighting? Because they're dogs, they'll fight. No one is surprised. No one's calling the police, look, he's hitting him, nothing. They're dogs. I mean, they are life forms, we care about them, but we have to understand they're different from humans. Now, similarly, so much crime is increasing, people are fighting with each other, they're hating each other before we were all living together. Why? Prabhupada explains. Because people have come on animal level now. They're not on human level. They have negated God, culture, civilization, nothing is there. Simply, eat, get shelter, food, clothing. For shelter, food, clothing, that's it. No one is thinking deeper. But we have reincarnation. People are taking birth and dying according to our activities. So, one has to understand about this point. One has to come out of this. A proper civilization is one where the people are liberated. Liberation happens. They are taught knowledge to make this the last. Scientific spiritual knowledge is taught. So human energy should be properly utilized in developing finer senses for spiritual understanding, in which lies the solution of life. Up on the top part, advancement of civilization, is spirit, is to develop the potent spiritual instincts of human beings and give them a chance to go back to God. Okay, now the last part we are reading here. Fruits, flowers, beautiful gardens, parks, and reservoirs of water with ducks, swans playing in the midst of lotus flowers, cows giving sufficient milk, and butter are essential for developing the finer tissues in human body. As against this, dungeons of mines, factories, and workshops develop a demonic propensity in the working class. Okay, now we are seeing, unfortunately, horrible crimes being committed by human beings. It used to be sometimes. Now literally every day people are getting married and killing their spouse within few days, put in some suitcase or in the fridge. This is becoming a normal thing. You know, before, oh, how can they do that? It's so cruel. Now it happens again. How many times? And maybe many, they're not reporting everything that's happened. It's normal. Horrible crimes. People, not enough, they'll commit crime, take your money, you do whatever. No, they want to mess up the body, torture and all that. This is not human consciousness. What happened? This is what happened. Because people are being brought up in concrete city without natural contact with nature, contact with God. So they will become like animals. And then don't be surprised, people are behaving like animals. Sometimes dogs will attack one dog to death. Human beings didn't used to do that, now they do it. Now they had to put a law for that. We have to understand the proper civilization. The vested interests flourish at the cost of the working class. Consequently, there are severe clashes between them in so many ways. Here it's speaking about, you have the upper class who are controlling the money. They call it the 1%, control the world economy. Then the rest of the people who have to work for them. So they don't care about them. Now because of that we have clashes. If you wonder, yesterday, the day before yesterday, there was some band by working labor class. So now this human civilization should be understood. If we do not do that, then we are looking at serious problems in crime increasing. Crime, deterioration of health, mental, physical, because human beings cannot live like this. Srimad Bhagavatam is giving the blueprint how the human civilization can go to a revolution and bring a Bhagavad civilization. It should be based on principles of Veda, as it was before. Previously it was there. The problem is, now people don't know what is Veda, and we are taught to think it's something primitive or should not be done. But then, who should we trust then? Normal human being with his mind? All political systems have failed. They tried communism. Whoever's communist, they changed. It's not working. Communism means everything belongs to the state. But the problem is the person ruling, he will take more. Then socialism, everything belongs to the people. Then others are not working, everything I'm getting, I'm not going to work. Now capitalism, we can see the problem. But Vedas, they advocate spiritual communism, whereby everything belongs to God. No one should claim, everyone should be given what they want, but as Prabhupada said, United Nations should pass a resolution. What is chapter 5, last verse of Bhagavad Gita? Krishna says, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Bhoktarami Gatapasam, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Srudam Sarva Bhutanam, Gyatavam Shantam Richati. Krishna has given the way how any one person or country or planet can attain peace. 3 things. He said, first thing, you should understand any offering, everything should be given to God. You should worship me. Second, Sarvaloka Maheshwara. Stop claiming ownership for anything. You should admit that everything belongs to me. I am the owner. Krishna is the owner of everything. Third, you should understand that Krishna is everyone's friend. He is God. He is the well-wisher. Okay? He said if someone can study this verse and implement these 3 things, he will attain peace. So Srila Prabhupada said, the United Nations should pass resolution now that this land belongs to the whole, everything belongs to Krishna. Let people go where they want. Now they put a boundary. Don't come here, where's your passport? Prabhupada says, like a dog will bark if you come on the road. You've seen, one dog enters the road where other dogs are ruling. What will happen? Fight. They're barking. So Prabhupada said, now as human beings became on dog level, they are barking. Why you came to this country? What is your business? They are asking. So this is not a proper system. Proper system is everything belongs to God. Everyone, production should be done, distributed. Their system was there for literally millions of years. The history is there now, itihasas. Of course, the colleges, they have their history of India and the world. We don't have to listen to that. We had to take, within the Vedas themselves, it explains that this nation, this world was prosperous and the Vedic culture was pervading everything. The description of Dwarka Dham is the ideal of human civilization. What should be human civilization? It's not a small text. We have Bhagavatam containing 18,000 verses describing in detail how the ruler should rule, how economy should be done, everything should be done, and there will be peace and happiness. In this modern age, many countries want to rule the whole world. They're trying. British tried, America tried, that we want to dominate, control economy of the whole world. It's not going to, people always fight it back. But Prabhupada explains, Satya, Treta and Dwapar and most of Kali Yuga that passed, actually the whole world was ruled according to Mahabharata from India. They had the history and narrations of the whole world. And Prabhupada explained, why was it that people allowed it? No one fought it because everyone was happy and peaceful. So why you want to change it? It was a perfect system. Some may say, no, it's not perfect. How do we know it's correct? Well, in that case, someone has to say, okay, it's not perfect. What is the reason? We should not implement this Bhagavad principles from the Bhagavad and Gita. So what is the reason? They should give the reason. And then, okay, we're ready to consider. The fact is, if you want people to get good qualities and peace, we have to bring God in the center. We have to bring, what we call civilization means it should be God-centered, not sense gratification centered. There's a shlok here in Srimad Bhagavatam. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunais tata samasate suraha harava bhaktasya kuto mahadguna manorathena sati dhavato mahi. The translation is long, Sanskrit is superior language. With a short few words you can convey the meaning. Then in English it expands. All the demigods and their exalted qualities such as religion, knowledge and renunciation become manifest in the body of one who has developed unalloyed devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. On the other hand, a person devoid of devotional service and engaged in material activities has no good qualities. Even if he is adept at the practice of mystic yoga or honest endeavor of maintaining his family and relatives, he must be driven by his own mental speculation and must engage in the service of the Lord's external energy, which means Maya. How can there be any good qualities in such a man? So, this verse is saying that one who practices bhakti, it can be anyone, any status of life, anybody who practices bhakti gradually develops a very pure quality. He gets all good qualities, knowledge, renunciation, automatically he gets honesty, truthfulness, whatever. He gets these qualities because of the purifying nature of bhakti. Okay, and a person who doesn't practice bhakti, such a person, it says that he will not have good qualities. Bhagavatam even says in some verses that one who doesn't practice bhakti gradually increases his desire to enjoy this material world, enjoy this body, and develops bad quality. Maybe not in this life, in future. So, one may say, okay, but a person has high material education, cultured, nice person. Why are you calling him that he's not having good qualities, even if he's not a devotee? But in Gita it's explained. You see, now we are breathing air, okay? Not only that, but we are getting food, crops, everything from. Who's providing us? Where did the air come from? It's provided by God. We are utilizing things of God. Now, someone made this phone. To make a phone, you have to take so many natural things from the earth. So, again, we are dependent on nature for everything. And someone may say, but it's there, we're using it. I may find some wallet, and if it's there, I'll take it. No, I'll go to jail. You took the money. No, but it is lying there. Yeah, but it's not yours. You have to take the permission of the person. All the products given by God, we should obligate to. Our obligation is to do yajna, to worship God in return, and then we can use. But if we don't do that, then it says in Bhagavad Gita, "Yo bhuktestena eva saha." One who enjoys property of God but doesn't worship Him, it says stena. Stena means in Sanskrit thief. Like a thief takes something, is not his. Basically, if a civilization, country or people are not worshipping God, they are classified as thieves because they're using the nature but not worshipping God. In that case, what will happen? There'll be reaction. What is reactions? War, pestilence. Pestilence means you plant the crops, but some insects come and eat it. Pestilence, war, epidemic. It's written in Shastra. Pandemic, epidemic. Okay? These are reactions from taking things from nature but not doing yajna, worshipping Supreme Lord. How He has outlined human society should worship. So reactions come. So in this way we see that if we do not worship God, the qualities of someone deteriorates, that civilization deteriorates. It may look so nice, but after some time it will implode or explode. But if we maintain God in the center, worship, and do everything else, then gradually all prosperity, everything will come. Everything is under God, and not directly. He gives to the devatas, devata of sun, moon, water, Chandra. Shastra says the ras and the taste and the fruit and vegetable is given by the moon. On the full moon, they provide that. Water is provided by Varuna, or Indra gives rain. They are all under God. So although Krishna is there, but under him these personalities. If we don't worship God, they'll stop providing. No rain is coming. We plant the seed, the crops are not coming. River overflowed, destroyed the crop, destroyed everything. Nature will not cooperate if human civilization turns away. So for this reason, if one turns away from God, they condemn, Shastra says. Gradually, maybe not today, give it time. Just like a branch, a tree. You see the trees providing fruits, flowers, leaves. Sometimes you see one part, a branch, slowly dries up, nothing grows, then it will fall down. So that country, civilization, family that does not connect to God gradually dries up. Now, in this way, education should be based on this. Now what we call education is vocational training. That's also needed, otherwise how will we work? But then we are calling education, but then nothing of this knowledge is given. So people are living, creating the materialistic civilization, society, and then suffering, but no one is understanding in the civilization why I took birth, what was the goal of my birth, who created this world, why was the world created? For self-realization. So we should know this. We should know we are souls, we are part of God, and duty is to serve Krishna or his representative, the Guru. One takes Diksha, serves Guru. Okay? At the same time, doesn't mean we give up our activities. We do our activities. Gita was spoken to Arjun. He didn't give up. He didn't say, okay, I'm going, taking sannyas. He was a family man, he was working, but he got knowledge of God. But because he didn't have the knowledge, he was in bewilderment. Now after he got the knowledge, Krishna spoke Gita, then he told Arjun, what is your decision? Yatichhasi tatha kuru. What you want you do. I will not force you, but I given you knowledge. And then what did Arjun answered? Nashta moho, my illusion has gone. Nashta moho, smriti labhva, I got my memory that I'm supposed to be your servant, I'm supposed to worship you, you are the center of creation. Nashta moho smriti labhva, tvat prasadat maya chuta. Because of your mercy, Krishna, you spoke this knowledge of Gita, now I became realized, now I understand. What is the purpose of this creation of this world? Karishye vachanam tava, now I will do what you say. Now no one is doing what Krishna says. We are in the position of Arjun before he heard Gita. If we hear Bhagavad Gita, we'll understand the plan of this world. Which doesn't mean to leave it, but to transform, channel everything that we have to order it, everything centered on Krishna. Education should be to know Krishna and the goal of life, and everything else should be based on coming to Krishna. What is role of government? Is that everyone should get ample opportunity to hear Bhagavad Gita, study and practice dharma. This was the model of India, but then it changed. So now the idea is not only in India, everywhere, all over the world, the idea is to come back to this. Human civilization should be aspiring for spiritual perfection. Individual level, we should aspire for perfection, and on civilization. Okay, we have to advance to liberation. Simply every day, days are going. What's happening every day? I'm eating, working, sleeping, checking my phone. All these things are going on daily. That's it, till death. No, it should not be like that. Day by day we have to become purified by practicing spiritual sadhana, spiritual activities. Then by practicing day by day we are coming to liberation. In that case, when people become old and come to death, they are not afraid. They understand, now is the time, I'll go to my Lord. But if we think goal of life is to enjoy, then as we become old, we start to panic. Color the hair, it's becoming white. Put the hair transplant. And what else? Insurance, accumulate the money. I'm getting old, what will happen? What will happen? Oh, what's going to happen? Then become miserable, because I cannot enjoy anymore. But a person who is absorbed in spiritual realization, he doesn't care, because he's feeling happy. How? Through bhakti, he's happy. Doesn't care material things to be happy. Okay, so we have to read books. Books are here. Prabhupada has written. We have to understand this knowledge. Bhagavad Gita, other smaller books are there to learn about the Gita before reading Gita. Then we have the Srimad Bhagavatam. So our role is we have to get this knowledge. We will not be taught in college, definitely. Neither on any other medium. We have to endeavor to learn and teach. If any of us take a position of leadership, we must make sure that those under us are able again also to advance in this way. That is the duty. By practicing bhakti, one becomes happy. Why? Because bhakti means we are connecting to Krishna, to God. Automatically, we come in touch with the spiritual energy, we become happy. Spiritual life means happiness. It's called Haladini Shakti, the pleasure potency, which is when one comes to spiritual activity, they become happy. When we hear Gita, when we're in a kirtan, when we see the form of the Lord, in a festival, that happiness comes. If we do bhakti, we are always happy because we are always in touch with Krishna. So we are peaceful, satisfied. If we are not satisfied, if we don't do bhakti, then there'll be some empty feeling, and then we'll have to struggle hard to get material things to fill that happiness. But it can never fill that happiness. That gap can only be filled spiritually. But whole civilization now, after taking out God, is making plan to enjoy so much. But we are the most depressed people compared to all generations, even though we have most things. Sometimes you might have heard that we have the biggest communication problem, even though we have the most communication devices compared to previous generations. And we are the most depressed, stressed, even though we have most facilities for happiness, because it does not depend on those things. So, we may seem to be, what was the title of today's talk? Civilized outside, empty inside. Now externally it looks like so much advancement and all this happened, but on the individual level we can see there's a big problem, and that happened because of pulling out all the spiritual component in life. Okay, so now this ISKCON movement was set up. It's nothing new. It is Sanatana Dharma. It's based on the Vedas, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. The aim is International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON. Again, society should become conscious of God, develop Krishna consciousness. Now we are in material consciousness. So now in material consciousness, and gradually one has to come out of this consciousness of enjoying. So then you have to end the video. Don't be near. Just be near to put off the video. Be near. Just be near so you can put off the. Okay, so yeah, I was saying that in this age we have to acquire this knowledge. The practical way ISKCON does it is, if we attend classes, we hear more Bhagavad Gita, understand the spiritual science. Another thing is, we are meeting only once a week. But if you take some books, every day spend half an hour reading, you have to, of course, materially get knowledge. Spiritually also. Spend time and read, okay? Gradually, we take up a sadhana of daily chanting, we chant, we practice mantra meditation, read the books, take prasadam, okay? And in this age, it's Kali Yuga, because Krishna appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There's an avatar that taught us how to just chant Hare Krishna. In Kali Yuga, it's difficult to do any religious activity. So simply by chanting Hare Krishna, reading books of Bhagavad Gita, attending satsang, gradually we can advance and become happy. And regarding now how to be happy, how to move forward in our spiritual life, from inside Krishna will guide, other sadhus will guide, and in this way can become happy. Human society can only be happy on a spiritual platform, individually also. Okay, Hare Krishna. Is there any question?